Welcome everyone. T20 World Cup previews with myself, Steve Wyss, and Kevin Harper. A frustrating day on Saturday, unfortunately for us. But we move again to a treble header on Sunday, and we're starting here with Bangladesh against Zimbabwe from the Gabba in Brisbane. The first time this venue has been used in this T20 World Cup tournament. And a big match for both teams, it must be said. Especially, well, you could say Zimbabwe, if they get a victory here, they could be even thinking definitely about the semi-finals. So, Kev, the Gabba is the venue for this game. What can you tell us about this stadium and pitch usually?
The Wollongabba, yeah, always the first test of Ashes Test Series, isn't it? Always an Australian fortress, so Zimbabwe will be glad there's no Australians around, that's for sure. Really good pitch, this one, Steve. Just in a warm-up match, England played Pakistan here, didn't they, when everyone was messing about prior to this tournament, and Liam Livingstone got dared by Sam Curran to hit a ball out of the stadium, and he duly did. So that kind of shows you how good the pitch is. I think he might have hit it off of Shaheen Afridi as well, actually, if memory serves me right. So that kind of shows you. Always a good batting track here. It looks big on your screen, but it really isn't that big, particularly straight down the ground. Brisbane Heat play here in the Big Bash. Their matches are usually high scoring. Some of that's down to the fact that Chris Lynn plays for them, but it isn't just about that. The outfield here is usually lightning. This is a cricket ground. This isn't none of your other nonsense that other sports played here. It occasionally holds rugby league when the Brisbane Broncos need a bigger capacity, but that's about it really. And this is a ground where usually matches are very, very, very good.
I've actually seen some videos and some pictures of the wicket here that in the build-up to this game, and it looks beautiful. I've got to be honest. It looks a beautiful batting track. The ground, I think the weather up here has been a lot better. And, there's a few comments ahead of this game that it should probably suit a bit of pace and bounce in the pitch. Should come onto the bat quite nicely. And this is going to be a really hot day in Brisbane. I've got the weather forecast to show you here. I'm actually using a new site now, which I like a lot better. So as you can see, the temperature is going to be up 31 degrees at kickoff for this game. It's 3 p.m. local time. And absolutely zero chance of rain, a bit of wind about, not too much. It's going to be a really good day for cricket and a really hot day for cricket as well. I mean, you don't often see that many T20 games kick off in the heat of the day, do you, Kev? Around the world, anywhere really that I can think of. So I don't know how much of an effect that will have.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd have too much of an effect, Steve. I mean, both come from fairly sort of warm climates, don't they? During cricket season at the very least. So yeah, they'll be used to it. At least there's that wind, isn't there? So that will kind of cool it down. It's not like the furnace that the WACA sometimes can be.
Indeed. So let's have a look at the odds for this game then. Zimbabwe, the underdogs, 2.38. Let's start with them because they had that great win against Pakistan by 1 run. I mean, I didn't give them a chance pre-game. I didn't give them a chance at half-time, to be honest. But they bowled magnificently in that particular match at Perth and looked quite a good unit, I've got to be honest with you. As for Bangladesh, mixed fortune so far. They do have a win on the board, but they got pretty much pummeled by South Africa, didn't they? So... I mean, I'm surprised to see Zimbabwe as such a clear underdog in this game, Kev. I don't know about you.
Yeah, not surprised because obviously reputation accounts for an awful lot of the odds, but these odds are wrong. They're absolutely wrong. Zimbabwe favourites for this match for me.
Yeah, in terms of Bangladesh, then they got battered by South Africa. What's the problem for them in that game? And is that a general problem that they've got?
Yeah, I mean, one of the problems that they've got is their bowling just not suited to Australian pitches. I referenced it when we covered Bangladesh during when we did the group preview, that they produce too many home track conditions at home, and when they go away, they're not used to playing on wickets that aren't sort of Bunsen burners turning all over the place. You're just not going to get them over here. Their seamers are actually half decent. Taskin Ahmed is a real quality find. Mustafizur has been one of the best limited overs bowlers, probably dating back to 2015 when Bangladesh shocked England in the 50 over World Cup in Sydney. But they don't get to play on the pitches that bring out their best qualities very often. And when they come up against someone who goes after them, they very quickly don't know what to do, because at home they just put the ball in the same area and let the pitch do the work. That's not the case here. And then the other problem they've relied so much on Tamim Iqbal, Mushfiqur Rahim, Mahmudullah, and a couple of other senior batsmen who've all gone now, and they've just left Shakib Al Hassan, and he can't do it all on his own. Lytton Das, really good quality batter, but they can't seem to find the right place in the order for him. He's opened, he's bat 3, bat 6, bat 7, he bats here, there, and everywhere. Real quality player. If you think last winter, Steve, Bangladesh beat New Zealand in a test match, and Lytton Das was really, really good, and Taskin Ahmed absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, they don't get the conditions to showcase their skills often enough, and when they do come to these places, they kind of get found wanting a little bit, because it's all alien to them.
First bet for the game then, and I wholeheartedly agree with this myself. Zimbabwe to win, 2.38, 3-unit pick. Definitely stands out, screams value, does this price, doesn't it?
Yeah, I've not been keen on Bangladesh right from the start of the tournament. They did beat the Netherlands, but there wasn't an awful lot in that. And on another day, if the Netherlands were a team that were used to winning games of cricket at this level, then they would have won that. A couple of runouts cost them dearly, stupid runouts at that, and 1 or 2 players who gave their wicket away when they could have took a little bit more responsibility and won the game. You're right about what you said about Zimbabwe with Pakistan. I didn't really give Zimbabwe a chance, although I did kind of suggest in the preview that we did for that Pakistan are masters of making hard work of games of cricket, and obviously they made too hard a work of that. But actually, you shouldn't take anything away from Zimbabwe from that, because they held their nerve really, really well, particularly at the death, and that's when the games are won and lost, isn't it? So that bodes well. I mean, this pitch should be absolutely perfect for their bowlers. I mean, blessing Musa Rabbani he's got to be one of the best bowlers of being underrated going. I mean, he bowls from a massive height, so he gets pace, he gets bounce, he's accurate, he's at the stumps, he's fiery, he's hostile. Absolutely love watching him. And of course, the other 2 seam bowlers that they open with did the job against Pakistan as well. If you get Babar Azam and you get Mohammad Rizwan for diddly squat, there's nothing in this Bangladesh side to fear. I think the thing really, Steve, is how Zimbabwe go with the bat. But, they just beat Pakistan and they lost 4 wickets on the same amount of runs, didn't they? So they effectively just beat Pakistan with a 6-batter lineup. So, yeah, I think Zimbabwe are good things here. Just to confirm it, these 2 played a T20 series earlier in the year, only going back as far as July, I think it was, and Zimbabwe won it 2-1. So they've got winning form against Bangladesh, and now they're in conditions that suit them a hell of a lot more than Bangladesh. And I like this Zimbabwe batting lineup. There's the right blend of experience and youth. There's the right blend of what I call glue to the innings in like a Craig Irvine or a Sean Williams, and aggressive batting with Madaveri or Sikandar Raza. And I think whichever way the game goes, Zimbabwe have got things covered. They're genuine semi-final contenders here. They really are. And if they win this match, I mean, my word, if we go along the basis that India win out in this group, and I don't think that's beyond the realms of possibility, Zimbabwe against South Africa in a few days' time is for all the marbles in this group. And hopefully Zimbabwe set that up with a win here.
I am going with a couple of bets in this game myself. I'm starting with the 2 similar picks, actually. Over 293.5 match runs at Bet365. I've seen this pitch, and I know this is a great batting surface, and I think it's too low a line. And yes, I think it's only a low line because it's 2 associate nations, basically, or 2 poorer nations against each other. But, I think if there's still plenty of class acts on show, potentially, and I don't think the ball's going to do as much here. The new ball has swung quite a lot in some of the match, especially the ones under lights, but this is a much earlier time. It's really hot as well, 30 degrees, dry, and I don't think we're going to see either bowling attack go particularly that as well as some might think. My only real concern here is if Bangladesh do bat first, and they are not as convincing with the bat, in my opinion, but this bet could potentially win if the first inning score is as low as like 145, which is not asking a lot, in my personal opinion. On a pitch which is known for good batting. And to back that up, I'm actually going to have a little nibble here, just a 1-unit pick on both teams to score 160 runs each, because I think, again, if it is a belter, and we are due a belter in this tournament, in my opinion, and it could well be here, then I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility both could get to 160. Again, it's not a huge score. I am hoping that the pitch plays as well as it looks, I must say. And again, hopefully Zimbabwe don't bowl. I underestimated them with the ball the other day, I must say. So if I could fall into the same trap again, but I just don't think they're going to get the same sort of conditions here. So a couple of bets there for me. I do like the runs in this game. I think it could be a surprisingly high-scoring contest. And we move on to another of your bets here, Kev. And hopefully, from my perspective, this guy performs more with the bat than the ball. But Sikandar Raza performance over 33.5. This is a man you really like.
Yeah, I mean, if you're dishing out player of the tournament awards right now, you're giving it to Sikandar Raza, aren't you? He was absolutely brilliant in the first group stage. Got Zimbabwe back into the game against Pakistan in the last game. Clubs it everywhere. Okay, that pitch in Perth probably didn't suit his batting, to be fair. This one will suit him a lot more. He goes after the bowling. He's good against spin, obviously with his Pakistan heritage. Very good against spin, which you have to be when you're playing against Bangladesh. Very good bowler, and never out of the equation in the field either. If we go back to that series that I mentioned at the end of July, he contributed strongly in the first two games. 65 not out, 1 for 30 with the ball. 62 in the second game, 1 for 18 with the ball. And in the third game, he was out for a duck. Bowled his 4 overs, 0 for 21, but took 2 catches. So he was a strong feature in that series earlier in the year. He's playing brilliant cricket now. And yes, he's the one that you could say that Bangladesh will go after, but who are they going to go after him with? Because their best bowlers are new ball bowlers or death bowlers, and Raza would probably bat in the middle of the innings. Sound the klaxon, Steve. 3D cricketer under 40 points. Let's climb aboard.
Yeah, we were very unlucky with the performance bet on Hasaranga yesterday. A drop catch, yet another drop catch off him, and we would have cruised to 40 points. So hopefully this performance line here can cover. I mean, this guy, he can cover it with his bat alone. So that is one of the things I really do like about the Raza performance pick. We've got one selection in the top batting market. It's in the Bangladesh team, and we're going with Afif Hossain, top Bangladesh batsman at 17-2 with Betfred for 1 unit. I can't say I know a lot about this player.
Already top scored in this tournament, Steve. Top scored for Bangladesh against the Netherlands. So if he's top scoring against the Netherlands, then he's obviously got every chance of top scoring against Zimbabwe. It's Betfair, not Betfred, by the way, for those that are reading that caption, but that's by the by. We're going back to that series as well, earlier in the year. 10 in the first innings. Okay, might have been finding his way in that game. 30 not out in the second, 39 not out in the third game. Those 2 innings, the way he was batting, they were probably going to go on and be 50 if he didn't run out of time, or indeed they didn't chase the target in the first one. Solid batter. Going to bat at 5 here, I would imagine. No lower than 6 anyway. Looks to have every chance because that Zimbabwe new ball bowling unit, they've already restricted Ireland, got 4 of them in the power play. They restricted Scotland. They've restricted Pakistan. They're legit. This seam attack of Zimbabwe, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they get Hossain in fairly early with the top scoring side. Unfortunately, I doubt he's going to walk to the wicket with a top score of 4 on the board like our bloke did on Saturday. But I still think he'll walk to the wicket with the top scorer in reach. And if he faces the sort of lesser bowlers, the spinners, if you like, he can get himself in before he engages Reggie Biffington mode towards the end. And it's a big price.
Yeah, it's about time one of these top batsmen hit. I must say, I thought the Sri Lanka one yesterday, everything several times we've got our man in when we wanted him in, but then they do brain dead things when they start batting. It's ridiculous. So let's just hope. You need a bit of luck sometimes. It's not just luck; it's just players doing normal things, being sensible with the bat. So Afif Hossain, hopefully he can be the man. So a recap onto this game then. Several picks advised from us here. 200 93.5 match runs from me at Bet365, and both teams to score 160 runs each or more at Betfair, 5-2 for 1 unit. You have got Zimbabwe to win on the nose at Betfair for 3 units at 2.38, and Sikandar Raza performance over 33.5. That's a Bet365 one for 3 units. And Afif Hussain top Bangladesh batsman at 17-2. I think he said that's actually at Betfair, not Betfred. I think the graphic was wrong there. But yeah, hopefully we can get some good winners out of this match. I want to try and watch this game. It's in the middle of the night in the UK, but I think this is actually going to be a better game than most people think. Just a gut feeling. I certainly think there'll be some. I think the wicket and the pitch will promote some good cricket. Let's just say that.
It should be a really good day of cricket, Steve, because we go from here to a doubleheader in Perth, which has been absolutely brilliant, the cricket out there so far. So clocks go back an hour, you get an extra hour to have some shut-eye, and then bang, 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 3 games on the trot, and then you're into Sunday football. Then you're into Sunday football, aren't you? So what a day of sport.
Certainly are. Right, good luck with those, and we'll be back for some more previews soon. Goodbye.